So now back in the game screen, let's go back here where we're playing the move here. Okay, here after setting the squares, let's start our timer here. Okay, so down here we need to start our time. So this set squares, let's make sure it runs. That's when we start our time. So let's go back to this method. You've seen that it's a future method, that's why we put it as a future. Okay, and then let's come back to the game screen. Here now we can just say set squares dot when complete, when this moves complete, and then let's pause timer for white. Okay, we know here that white has played the move, so let's pause this time. So it's just gonna say game provider dot pause white's timer. So after we pause white's time, we need to start the timer for black. Okay, so let's come out of this on move method here. Let's create another method here which is called void start timer. So here let's take required arguments like a boolean. This one, let's give it at is white timer, maybe something like that. And then also let's give it the other one, required function on new game. Okay, you will see why we need this also in the future. It's the same way we've put inside our game provider. So in this method, let's do just two things here. So first, let's check if is white is true. We're going to start the timer for white. So let's also say final. We can just copy this up here just for time saving. Initialize our game provider. So if is white is true, we'll start timer for white. In the else, start timer for black. So here we're just gonna say game provider dot start timer for start white's timer. Okay, so the context, and then we are getting this new game as well. Okay, so there it is. Then let's just copy that and paste it here. Here it's a start timer for black, start black's time. Okay, great. So now after we have paused the timer for white, let's just say start timer. So here it's false because we want to start timer for black. And then on new game, it's a function which we are going to put later on. So let's keep it like that. And then that's it. All right. So that's it. And then the other thing is we just need to copy this, then put it also after the set squares down here. So here we're just gonna say true because we want to start timer for white. Then here we're gonna want to pause black's time. Okay, so that's it. We have called our method, and then the next thing is let's put the correct timing here. So let's go up for this side up here. We have put it, which is game provider dot black's time to string. So even here, let's put it game provider dot wait time to string. So let's remove this constant keyword here. Okay, then we can just put the constant here. So that's it. So let's also put the constant keyword here. Okay, so now it's time to see if our method is working. These methods for time that we have put inside here. Okay, so let's go to the game screen and then let's go on ahead and restart the application. I'm just gonna click yes and then let's wait. So the application has started. Let's see what we have. So I'm just gonna pick like 10 and then let's play as white for now because we're only putting this time as hard coded. The black time is only on top, white time is below. Later on we need to put this dynamically to depend on whether the player has chosen to be black or white. Okay, so let's go on ahead and play. So let's see if we play, if this one will start counting down. Okay, so you can see now he has played and mine is counting down. Okay, the time is working. Let me also play. Mine is paused and then his time is moving. He has played and then my time is moving. Okay, let me play. Their time is going, mine is paused. Okay, okay, so our methods are working. The time that we have put is counting down, which is correct. So if it gets to 0, we must wait. If whoever time finishes first and then it gets to this where we must show a dialogue, we must put our own code here that the game is over, this person has lost, this person has win. So even here when we met this computer, we must also put a listener inside the game screen here, which checks if the game is over, because here you've seen we have just put there's nothing to check here if the game is over, so we must also work on that. So now next thing to do is let's put this time the way we need it. We don't need all these extra zeros at the end. Okay, so let me just go back. Okay, even the timer stopped counting, which is, let's see, so looks like the time is still counting. So we need to cancel the time if we quit the game, if we place back here. Okay, so for it to stop counting, I'm just going to stop it right now, but later on we need to add something like here. Where is that? Where is on the up bar here? Here we need to show the, okay, we have already put the to do here. We need to show, are you sure? Because we're going to, once you came out of the game, we are going to quit the game. Okay, so all that is sorted for future. So now let's display the time correctly. So here to quickly remove those zeros, let's go to where we are showing our time. So here where we are showing a time, we can just say to string dot substring, and then we have how many digits. Let me first remove this and run the application. So let's run it. let's quickly start the game. Okay, so we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so these 7 should go, and then even okay, so we need to remove 7 this side, and then 2 this side, this 0 and this sign. Okay, so we need to say dot substring 2 and 7. Okay, like that. Then let's copy that, then let's paste it even here. Okay, so let's go back, and then why do we have an error? So it's here. Okay, so after we've gone back, let's hot restart, and then let's go inside again. So we have removed those. Okay, but this is not enough, because remember, when we change to black, our pieces are going to be this side, but here we are only showing white time, and here we are only showing black time. So to fix this, so that even if we are black, we show our correct time here, what we need to do is, let's create a method to get the correct time to display here, and then we just display that. Okay, so maybe let's create your method elsewhere. Let's go inside. Alright, okay, but first we need to, before we create this method, let's come back up here. So here we are only doing this inside the onMove. Remember, we also have this when we are black. Okay, so when we are black, we should get this method here. Start the timer for white. Okay, pause for black and start for white if the AI has played the first move. So let's paste that here, and then that's it. So this is also done, and then let's create now the method to put our correct time here. Okay, because here we're only showing on top black's time and then below white's time, whereby when we choose black, we can also have black pieces here, but we need to show black's time here. So let's go inside our helper methods. So maybe let's create that method here. So this method will return a string. So let's say string, we'll name it as get timer to display. Okay, so let's have some required arguments. So here, of course, we'll need we'll say required game provider, which is game provider, and then also let's require the boolean. This will be is user. So this one, we just want to check if the time that we are checking is for the user, because we know that the user will always be, the user's pieces will always be down here. Up here will be the opponent's pieces unless you rotate the board. Okay, but for now let's ignore the rotating the board. Let's concentrate on the normal board. Later on we'll put configurations that even when you rotate the board, your time will also jump to the other side. Okay, for now let's just concentrate on the normal board. We don't want to complicate things just yet. Okay, we'll do all those complications later on. So let's move this down, and then now here, first of all, let's check if is user. Let's say if is user. So if is user, we want to check now. So this is user, and then this else is other. So this can be AI or a person. Okay, so now if it is user, again we have to check if we are playing white or black. Okay, so that's why we are saying we are passing the game provider. So we're going to check game provider dot player is equal to squares dot white. Okay, if you are white, then down here we want to return white time. Okay, so which is now timer. Yeah, let's initialize the timer up here, which is a string which will be name it as timer. Let's initialize it as an empty string. So now if we are playing white, this timer will be equals to white time, which let's go back to the game provider and just copy it. I mean game screen. Where is our, is this the game screen? No, let's go into the game screen. So this is the white time. Okay, let's copy that, and then let's go back to the helper method, and then here that's what we will return. Okay, and then else, if we are not white, then we are black. Okay, so here you know we're going to return black's time. So here it will be black's time. Okay, so I hope this is clear. First we are checking if we are the user, which we will later on pass to this. And then we'll check if we are white, we'll return white's time. If we are black, we'll return black's time. Okay, and then in the else, this is now the other opponent, which the same thing is going to happen, this or this. Okay, so let's just copy this, the if. Okay, so here we're just going to check if if this other user is white, we are going to return white time. Else in the else like that, we are going to return black's time. This is black's time. Okay, and then down here now, after all these if statements, down here we're just gonna return a timer. So that's it. This is our method to get the time. Once again, we are checking if we are user first of all. If we are user here, then after, when we know we are user, we'll check if this user is white, we'll return white time. If he's black, we'll return black's time. And then also if we're not user, this other opponent here, we'll check if he's white, we'll give him white time on top here. If he's black, we'll give him black's time. Okay, and then now going back to the game provider now here, so here we need to down here, before we turn this column, we need to get that time. Okay, so first let's say string, we'll say white timer, which will be equals to get timer to display. Okay, so white timer, we know that white, we take it as this one below. So here is user is going to be true. Okay, so everything to sit here is going to be this white timer, okay, which is now the same thing when we copy and paste here. So let's put a comma here and a comma here. I'm going to name this as Black's timer. Okay, so now here on top, instead of this, we are going to show Black's timer. Then down there, let's copy that. Instead of this, we are going to show White timer. And then one other thing, we did not check if our incrementals are working. So let's go back and then hot restart again. Let's go back again. So now let's choose the increment. Let's see if 3 seconds will be added. We did not test this, so let's get inside here, then play as white. So our timers are displaying we didn't put anything in the logs. So let's see. If I play the first move, I should have this time plus 3 seconds. Okay, so something is definitely wrong here, because look at how our times are. It's just a confusion here. Let me play and see. Okay, so if we are playing as white, it's pausing. If black plays, it plays. So there is definitely something wrong in our method, this method here. Okay, so first, before this, let's check if our incrementer is working. So let me copy this. Before we fix this, let's check one other thing to check if our incrementer is working. So I've copied that, and then let's go back to the game screen, and then let's put it as white time. And then also let's put black's time the same way we are displaying it. This is black's time. Okay, then let's just remove this and remove this. Then let's restart 2 times there to restart the whole thing. Let me do it again. Alright, the application has started, so let's test it. Pick this one for 3 seconds. Let's play. Then let's see if I play the first move. Okay, so this is running correct, but we did not get the increment. Okay, looks like this one has the computer has got it. Let's play again. Okay, yeah, so the incremental is working. So if we play, we should get this plus 3. There we have it. Then there we have it. You can see if we play very fast, our time is going to increase. Okay, great. So the incrementer is working as well, but now we need to fix this displaying of our time here. Let's go back to the helper class and see what's going on here.